Well, good almost afternoon. I think we're about a quarter to noon. And we're gonna OAV some bees. I've got cord ran down, and that's what we do when we're broodless, or at least mostly broodless. I think there is a possibility I could have a little bit of brood. I'd be okay with that. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I don't really show much of it. I mean, y'all have seen OAV videos. Now, I do OAV, well, usually, more than I make videos of me OAVing, or OAing. But this year, I tried something different. So far this year, or this season's run, they've had nothing but the OA strips on them. And we did nothing but wash low or show low indicators. And so I just continued to run and keep the OA strips fresh, that sort of thing. So this will actually be their first and last OAV of 2025. But we're gonna hit them with them once today. Some of them got out and got busy a little earlier before we could close them up. From what I've been reading and studying, for my humidity and all that type of thing, from the studies of the vaporization and stuff that people have done recently, that's about the temperature I want to run at. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, I got a few of them set up, and my vaporizers warmed up. Something I want to explain about my process as far as for treating bees. I use oxalic acid, and it's my current only form of treatment. I use them in the form of the homemade OA strips, over time strips, and then I'll OAV. And part of the reason I use oxalic acid is I'm not a fan of the synthetics, so I've so far only learned, I don't believe that a beekeeper should use treatments that they don't fully understand how they work and what they do. And so far in my beekeeping career, oxalic acid is the only one that I fully understand so far. I figure the next one I'm looking into about learning is the Formic Pro, or the thymol derivatives. But yeah, so we're gonna do this, and probably won't film it. There's lots of OAV videos, but I'm gonna run through my deeps and then get them good, and then I'll come back and I'll do these three in the back here. Oh, there's this too. Be sure and use the proper protective equipment for what you're using. That's everybody's responsibility to learn the proper protective gear. So, talk to you a bit. And then here you can see where the temperature will drop, and that's when your oxalic acid is hitting that burner and beginning to sublimate, I think it's called. And then you'll see the temperature starting to rise back up to your temp point. I drilled all my holes in the bottom boards, and then I used these wooden golf tees. Honestly, I think plastic ones would work better. The wooden ones swell when they get wet. Now the ones that I have the slatted racks on, I drilled them, down
But it keeps, those make me feel more comfortable because it keeps all that separate. Yeah, see, now it's dropped back down again. So it's supplementing, yeah, whatever that word is. There, I give you a look at what it looks like in the front, you know. It'll let you know how sealed your boxes are. Oh well, it is what it is.
That's one thing with not going to Knobby. Maybe I'll order me one of the instant vaps. That'd be kind of nice to be able to run two of them. Set one up, run it on the cord, and run the other one at the same time. Especially when I've got, you know, 3 or 4 hives per bench. Might want to do that. Yeah. I think some of the more affordable ones are about 500 bucks. Might be able to do that. That'd be kind of cool. I've got DeWalt batteries, so might be something to think about. Let's go over here and see how bad the front of that box is leaking. That's one thing when you OAV, you can sure tell where your gaps are. Yeah, it's not too bad. Mostly coming out the doorway. Keep our distance. I don't want to get a whiff of that stuff. Well, up to 50. I'll get done with this and then they can have the rest of the day. So something I forgot to mention, it's a good idea to have on hand when you're dealing with, well, pretty much anything oxalic acid. Baking soda water. It neutralizes the organic acid. So, and also, like the great Mike Berry would say, this is not a how-to, this is a how I do. You know, there's a lot better beekeepers than I am for seeing the how-tos. He's one of them even. But he don't do how-tos. But yeah, we're getting this finished up and it's a pretty day.
So we discovered a flaw. One, when we drilled these holes in here, they're pretty tight. And two, after 4 years of use, plastic gets brittle. So yeah, have to do something about that. Maybe we'll buy a new one this year after all.
Well, that is a finished job. We're able to finish off, and I can repair this if I want to. I think I will repair it, but I'm also gonna get me a new vaporizer. I can do that. I didn't have to buy plane tickets. Ooh, hey. That's pretty good. Well, we know we got bees in there. And I think I've got bees in that one. Either that or we've got bees in that one and they're robbing out the tube beside it. Don't know. Boy, stink bug. This is for honeybees. That's pretty cool if 1 or 2 of those make it. That'll be awesome. That one was a late season queen. And that one was red dot. So we'll see. I think that I don't think there's any in there. I OA'd them just in case, but oh, bee come out. Maybe there is. That'd be awesome if all 3 of those were still there. I thought about OAing that to see if a mouse come out. I didn't. Blessed days, everyone. Ooh, look at those girls. Hadn't seen them for a while. Not bad though. 4 years. I think it was $130. They were made by a beekeeper, I think Oregon City. Oh wait, I may not want to touch that though. Maybe we'll come back. Yeah. It's a nice day. Trip. Oh, I said I don't want to touch the hot part. Blessed days, everyone. Bye.